Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Today I will be speaking about a form of addiction. For the last 20 years, I've been a victim of a severe form of addiction. And I tried to quit a couple of times, but I never succeeded to do so. The name of this addiction is fast-moving consumer goods marketing. So if you want to do marketing in life and you happen to be born in a place like Boston, Massachusetts, people look at you like a normal guy. You're one of the many ones who want to work in big companies and do business. But if in life you want to do marketing and you happen to be born in a place like this, or you happen to go every summer holidays in a place like this, well, you can still do that. It just requires a little bit more of explanation. My dad was a chemical engineer, and he built up plants as big as these ones. And when it came to choosing my university degree, he was open to many different options. He was giving me a lot of freedom. Of course, chemical engineering was one of these options, but he was also open to mechanical engineering. You could also consider nuclear engineering. So I had a lot of freedom to choose. When it came to choosing my first job, and my first job, of course, was in marketing, questions from my mother, a very pragmatic woman, were simple questions like, do they pay you well? Do they give you a house? Do they give you a company car? And stuff like that. But she never really understood what my job was all about. So I could see her with her friends talking about their sons and daughters, work and jobs, and she was commenting like, well, yes, no, yes, Giuseppe is doing well, yeah, well, no, it's not really production, no. No, it's not finance, no, it's not really finance. Well, no, it's not sales. Of course, how can she ever think that Giuseppe is a salesman? Well, listen, it's called marketing, but they give him a company car. So that's all that mattered to my mom. Then you start working hard in the office, and you bring home your first piece of work. And you bring home a day cream and a night cream bundled together at 20% price discount, and you tell the two women of your life, your mom and your fiancé, that is the reason why you hadn't called home for the last several weeks. And the two women looked at each other with a sort of depressed sense of complicity, which is not exactly what you want between the two women of your life. And then the worst when you do marketing comes when you come across your doctor's friends. Doctors save life, right? So how can you even compete with doctors? The best thing that doctors think about marketing is that it's a waste of human intellect. The worst thing that doctors think about marketing is that it's a badly intended form of manipulation of human candor. As they say that, they put their last iPhone 6 into their Prada bag on the back seat of their Fiat 500L, but that's a different story. So when something really smells bad, and you don't really know whether behind the surface, behind the packaging, there is really anything, there is any real product, you often wonder yourself, is this real, or is this just marketing? So when did marketing, the most fascinating job in the world, become the most discussed job in the world? When you face questions like this in your life, you have to go back to the fundamentals. You have to go back to the roots and the essence of your profession, of your job. And to do that, you have to ask yourself one question. What is that I can do in a company as a marketeer and nobody else can do in the company? You see, marketing is a strange animal in companies. Marketing is in the middle of everything. You do a little bit of everything in marketing. There is an issue in product quality, marketing is there. There is a meeting on short-term sales issues, marketing is there. There is a meeting on long-term sales prospects, marketing is invited. Profitability, production capacity, marketing is always there. So when you do a little bit of everything, the risk is that you lose sight of the core of what you do. So the question is, what is that I can do as marketing and nobody else can in the company? There is one answer to this question. And this question is creating brand narratives that people want to be part of.
Just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling the puzzles apart. Questions of science, science and progress don't speak as loud as my heart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be so hard. I'm going back to the start.
Creating brand narratives that people want to be part of. Marketing exists because brands exist. And brands are manifestos. Brands are manifestos of a future possible better worlds. So the core of marketing is to sneak into apparently trivial moments of millions of people's daily life, giving them dignity, and transforming gestures, simple daily gestures like washing your dishes or drying your kids' sport clothing into a deep and profound form of love.
该上学啦，带你那个大 baby， 给我非常咖啡的美国gostoso东西。
Proud sponsor of Mums.
Transforming a simple daily gesture into a deep and profound form of love. So, this is the core of our profession. But there is a second thing. There is a second thing which only marketing can do in a company and nobody else can. And this is creating brand identities.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, then go to town and stay past midnight at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to sit up all night with a newborn colt and watch it die, then dry his eyes and say, maybe next year. I need somebody who can shape an axe handle from a persimmon sprout, shoe a horse with a hunk of car tire, who can make harness out of hay, wire, feed sacks, and shoe scraps, who planting time and harvest season will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon, and then painin' from tractor back put in another 72 hours. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody strong enough to clear trees and heave bales, yet gentle enough to yean lambs and wean pigs and tend the pink-combed pullets, who will stop his mower for an hour to splint the broken leg of a meadowlark. So God made a farmer. It had to be somebody who'd plow deep and straight and not cut corners, somebody to seed, weed, feed, breed, and rake and disc and plow and plant and tie the fleece and strain the milk, somebody who'd bale a family together with the soft, strong bonds of sharing, who would laugh and then sigh and then reply with smiling eyes when his son says that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad does. So God made a farmer.
Well, if you are a farmer and you live in US and you watch a video like this, what other car you want to buy? And if you're not a farmer, you run and buy 1,000 acres to become one and be able to buy a car like this, right? This is what the technicians call brand identity. So our job is about creating brand narratives that people want to join, to be part of, and forging identities for our products and our brands that are not just difficult to copy, they must be impossible to copy. Developing brand identities and stamping them on the mind and on the heart of our people, so that it's not just impossible to copy, it's not just difficult to copy, it's impossible to copy. All right, so what I should tell my doctor friends is that I don't manipulate human candor and I don't waste my human intellect. I just develop brand narratives and create brand identities, right? Is this so new? Is this new at all? Well, is this going to take marketing into the future, into the new era of dispersed and immersed digitalization? Well, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure, though, that marketing has been chasing for too long what was changing in society and forgetting for too long what is not changing in the human being. Narratives and identities. Is this so important? Well, creating stories that improve people's life is important. Stories are important to our life since our first day on planet Earth. Stories help us develop our ideas, our ideals, our feelings. As the neurosciences have proven by now, stories have a chemical impact, positive impact on our brain. As ancient Greek knew it very well then when they talked about catharsis, and as our kids know very well when they force us to see Cinderella 5 times in a row on a raining Sunday afternoon. So, brand narratives and identities. Is this enough? Is this enough? No, it's not enough. Marketing is not just about storytelling. Marketing and growth have been synonyms for decades. Marketing has been considered the art of growth. But are we sure that growth is still the name of the game in this part of the world where people don't need all these new products, and when the planet doesn't have any more the resources to produce all these products? Are we sure that growth and marketing has to be still synonyms? Well, I think, and I'm in good company, that words change the world. Language forms reality. So if you call it growth, you describe a certain world. If you call it progress, you describe a different world. I think it's time to change the language. We have to move from consumer to human beings and people, from needs to desires, from target to community, from positioning to taking roots, from convincing to inspiring, from effectiveness to beauty, from benefit to narrative, from conversion to bonding, from numbers to meaning, and first and foremost, from short-term or even long-term to future, which has no term by definition. This is the way to get into the future of marketing. And it's time to liberate marketing, and not only marketing, from the slavery of numbers. And if we do so, marketing as not only a say to it, a contribution to it, but marketing has a duty to do so. So let me close by reassuring my mother. Mom, my job is not that of putting together a day cream and a night cream at 20% discount. My job is not even that of choosing the color of a pack of pasta, and is not even that of taking your best preferred shampoo to the closest supermarket. My job is all this together, but first and foremost, my job is that of illuminating the arid expanses of millions of people's daily life, giving it dignity and creating a magic storytelling and an achievable human dream, creating an emotion that can last the space of a lifetime, using all the potency of poetry, the depth of photography, the strength of music, and the beauty of art. That's my job. We create, by doing so, meaning, sense that people, millions of them, can borrow to create their own meaning and their own sense. In other words, Mom, my job is not very different from the job of a mother. I tell stories, and by doing so, I take care of the future. That's my job, Mom, and that's why, yes, they still give me a company car. Thank you very much.